I see you. Louisville Slugger Field. Doing something in there. Oh no, are we stopping? Oh no, oh no. Oh yeah, we stopping. Oh gosh. Oh man. Powerball $130 billion. Mega Millions $302 million. Yeah. Powerball $1.3 billion. Mega Millions $302 million. Okie dokie. Time to rock and roll. Got the final stretch here. Final countdown. Well, wrong time to be in this city. Grind those gears. Oh man, it's been a long day. Still like that. I ain't gonna be done till like 9 o'clock.
Not enough to make it. I ain't gonna make it unless these traffic gets moving. Stop when you come in, Peter. I think everybody's tired. Ain't nobody really saying anything in chat, so I'm just hanging out over here. I knew he was going to do that. I knew it. I knew it. We should get to rolling here maybe about another mile or two. Probably about two miles, something like that. It takes me a minute to get going because we got a little bit of weight back there, about 42,000 pounds right there. Oh yeah, I mean it's mainly muscle memory. It's a little bit of paying attention, but it's mainly muscle memory, like your senses, man. You do so much. Like, you can basically close your eyes and your senses and know, like, stop. That's mainly what trucking is just muscle memory. Clouds look pretty, don't they? Sun shining on them. Not too bad. It's 85 degrees. Just about perfect. Oh no, my exhaust temp ain't 85 degrees. It's 85 degrees outside. Looks like we're going to see rain somewhere down through here. Year 2026. Congratulations. Stop. Okay, floor jack. Well, you have the right to remain silent. So you don't want to answer any questions. You do have the right to remain silent. Hello, Zach Miller from Russia. Good to see our Russian friends in the building. It's about morning time in East Russia, isn't it? Yeah, they're getting close. That's about afternoon or something. I don't know. Peter. LOL. Some Russians in the lives. From what I see, from what YouTube tells me, out of my own country, the main outside country that views my channel is the United Kingdom. And after the United Kingdom, it's Germany. I'm like, huh. I mean, I get, United Kingdom is like, would obviously probably be my main, country viewing my channel outside of the United States. So we fairly have a lot of things in common. But I wouldn't expect Germany would be this second most viewed country that views my channel. English people speak English. Germans speak German. But like a big percentage of Germans view the channel. They obviously don't talk because they don't speak English. But I guess they hang around in Germany and watch the channel. Saw it earlier. Thought it was interesting. And I think after Germany's India. Every day, Peter. I mean, I'm checking every couple of days sometimes I see every day. Being real. Jack, you also have the right of free speech. No, Peter, we're not going to Lexington, but we are going to be going through Lexington. We just got through Louisville. But yeah, Floor Jack, you got the right to remain silent, and you got the right to say whatever it is you want to say. Plead fifth, okay, that's your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. How you doing today, Peter? You got back to that four-letter word, W-O-R-K. You gotta be careful, you can't say it out loud. That word scares people, they'll run away. You can spell it, W-O-R-K, or J-O-B, but you can't say it, it's forbidden. Scare people away when you say that stuff. Put the word hard in front of WORK. Oh man, caused people to have a heart attack. Well, mainly, I guess, Gen Z. Well, maybe with paintball guns. I'll tell you, if you're upset with somebody, I don't know, you can always if it's a hot day, you can always take a few pieces of bologna and put it on your vehicle. Let it sit there for a little while and fry up. Do that too. High blood pressure. That ain't no good. Have so much of the fish. Need to eat lentils. Eat lentils. It's a bean. It's like a brown green bean. Don't really taste that well, but you can put them in a bowl of rice and some chicken. It's pretty good. Putting floor jack the time out. Yeah, you are right now. The majority of people that jump on here they just watch and listen, read the comments. YouTube has an entire analysis on everything. And they got it. It tells you everything. If you start a channel, it tells you everything. It tells you their gender, tells you their age range, tells you if they just watch. It doesn't tell you who they are, but it just tells you all that information. It tells you how long they watch, what time they get on to watch. It tells you about the country of origin they're in. And most still, after a year of doing this, the generation that watches my content more than all the existing generations is baby boomers. Which makes sense though, they are the second largest generation. Yesterday, we done lives. We done pretty good. We had like 90 some people in here. '92 actually. Yeah, yesterday we done pretty good. Chat was pretty active. Everybody was having a jolly old time. It was nice. I like it when it happens. It's almost like everybody's feeling good, and you know, everybody's just talking it up. It seemed like everybody's just happy yesterday. Now everybody's sad because they have to go back to work. Yeah, yesterday we had like 8,000 people in the live. A bunch of comments, and everybody had a good time. I had fun with it. Yeah, it'll fluctuate. Yesterday it stayed around, it would fluctuate up to 80, 90, but it usually stayed around 70 something, the majority of the time. It's just too bad, like the people that do view it, like it tells you who subscribes, like it's so weird because like the people that view it, like only half of them subscribe. And the other half are just returning viewers. They don't subscribe. They just come back and, you know, they'll just watch and listen. Because if I had everybody that would come and return and watch and they would subscribe, I'd have probably 5,000 extra subscribers. But it's alright. It's fine to come and watch and listen. Trucks left lane, flatbed. Love how it fluctuates. Yeah. I like seeing it stay at a steady number. Like usually like on a normal day, like a work day, there's not many people in there. But it's so weird, man, because if you go down the lives right now, if you're on your phone and you scroll down, you can eventually find a live where there's like maybe 2,000 people in it, or 1,000 or 700, and it stays there. If you watch theirs, you know, but they got like 3 million subscribers and stuff, you know, or 1 million or something. I think it's pretty interesting. I stopped in Mount Vernon, Illinois, and I had filled it up, and so I have 3/4 of a tank, so I got approximately 163 gallons. It cost 600 and some dollars. About average, it's average diesel every day, probably about $600 a day. I got 2 100-gallon tanks. Most trucks don't have 2 100-gallon tanks. They might have 100, 125, 150. You know, they gotta, like mega carriers, they gotta stop and get fuel basically for it to be convenient for them. They gotta stop at least twice a day and fill up. You know, or they'll like get it this morning and they'll fill up tonight, or they'll get it this morning and fill up tomorrow morning. It really, a lot of things come into factor. Like what time of day it is, and if they need to park for 10 hours, they'll be like, hey, I gotta find a parking spot real quick, and they'll get fuel in the morning, or they'll back into a spot, drop their trailer, and bobtail over to the fuel island. I don't like a truck where you gotta fuel up twice a day. This truck, I can fill it up like every 2 days, but it just the way it, but I don't. I'll just top it off every day. It's just convenient. Yeah, you can absolutely drive while I step in the back and take a nap. Anybody can drive this thing going straight down the road, like literally anybody. If you can drive your car going down the road, just like we're doing right now, you can drive this truck doing the same thing. The only thing you might not be able to do is properly turn and back up. And when you go to turn, you got to really, you got to look what you're doing. You just got to visualize it. You got to see it. If you got a photographic memory, you can visualize things pretty good, you can drive a truck. Like backing into a spot, you gotta look out your window. You just gotta see the distance. from, you know, each truck between that spot. And you gotta just remember that. You gotta visualize it, see it, take a photographic picture of it, and that way you can back up, and you can back up without getting out and without hitting anything. Because they got this thing they call GOAL, GOAL. It stands for Get Out and Look. You know, for some, you know, experienced driver, like you don't get out and look. Very seldom do you get out and look. You don't have to swing too wide, really. You do have to swing wide, though. It really depends. You know, once we got off the interstate, you would see based on how I'm driving or I'm taking a turn here or there, you know. Be much for you to drive this truck, even turning left or turning right. You know, like if you are turning left and there's two left-hand turning lanes, which one do you want to put the truck in? The one on the far left or the right one? Well, obviously you wouldn't put it on the left lane, you put it on the second turning left lane. So you'll look out your mirror so you can go a little bit further out and you can swing and watch your mirror. Most people know what they're doing in their cars, from my experience of turning left. And they'll either hang back a little bit because they'll see that like your trailer's obviously has to go in that lane a little bit. And they'll see that and they'll stay back there. And some of them will go a little bit past you real quick before you even get into the turn. So, I mean, most of the time people know what they're doing when you turn. Yeah, that's the one you'd want to take, just the second one. So if we were heading into a light right now, and you see those two lanes right there on the left, you know, we got 3 lanes right here, you'd want to take the middle lane to make that left-hand turn. Now, if you ain't got a trailer, you can take any lane. But if you was in a situation where you saw a truck in that left lane, what you would want to do is, you being in your vehicle, is recognize he made a mistake and you need to let him correct that mistake. So, I mean, it's it falls on other drivers, you know, driving a car to recognize a trucker is in the far left turning lane and he doesn't need to be there. So if there's a line of cars beside him and you're behind him enough, you just stay right behind him in that right lane and let him fix that situation. Because if you don't, it's a nightmare. From my experience driving, most people work with you. Now some don't, some are just totally oblivious. mean, maybe. I'd say some of them do have backup cameras, but I mean, you don't really need it. Like, if only you could, if only you was like with me from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, then like you'd have a better understanding of it all. You know, it's more or less like a hands-on thing. You gotta have hands-on, and then it all makes sense to you. Like, oh, okay, makes sense now. So the reason, like, if you can back up a trailer is like a lot of times, most of the time, there's lines on the pavement. You know, just like these lines on the interstate, but they're solid lines. And those lines will help the person backing that trailer up put it where it needs to go without hitting anything, without seeing anything on that right side, because the passenger side is your blind side. You can't see nothing. And those lines will help you guide it, you know, so you can't really make a mistake. If you made a mistake, you should probably, you just made a mistake. But that's the thing, you don't get mistakes in trouble. You get one, and that's it. And that'll be all she wrote. Did the engine downshift? No. No, because I didn't downshift it. It's a manual. I don't recall downshifting it. I will here in a minute though. Coming up this hill. Not this one. One somewhere down there. And if I had it, one day I'll try to make a video of backing up, and that'll give you a pretty good understanding of it too. I'll tell you, the way I believe is if one man can do it, every man can do it. It goes the same with females. If one female can do it, every female can do it. There's no reason why anyone can't do anything. Yeah, see, that's actually more difficult. Like, the shorter the trailer, the more difficult it is to back it up. Which makes little sense. You would think it'd be easier. Which, I mean, once you learn how to back up a trailer, it's all easy. I guess people get intimidated when you got a 53-foot long trailer that stands 13 feet 6 inches tall. It's 101 inches across, wide, or 102. And I guess it can be intimidating. If I had a boat, though, I'd probably never be home. I'd get out of the truck and go get on the lake. Probably sleep in the boat on the lake. buying houses like up in Connecticut. You know, their homes or home prices and values are going up. That's only because that's the rich buying all that up in Connecticut. That's where wealthy people live. So they buy everything up. That's not middle class or working Americans buying those homes in Connecticut. Homes are having price cuts all over the place right now, but it's not enough to be sufficient. It's not enough incentive. It doesn't incentivize me to go out and buy a home because they took a $20,000 price cut on a $500,000 house. Oh, it went from $500,000 to $480,000. No, not enough. Actually, I think, well, no, it was the International. The second truck I drove when I got in the truck was a Volvo. I never liked it. Then I had this, well, this actual second truck was a Volvo. It had, the bunk was directly on the back of the seats. I hated that. Then I got into another Volvo. I didn't like any. I don't like those Volvos. I'd rather be in a freight shaker. That guy on that horse trailer wouldn't screw me. So now here we're about to tear down. I like Peterbilts. I like them more than these Kenworths. I'm a Peterbilt guy. Howdy do all day, Tex. Nah, same truck. Same old truck. tougher back there climbing that hill. It always does. We're doing pretty good. We're almost to Frankfurt. I know you're joking, Peter. I know. Tex might not know you're joking. You sell them or something? You sell them? Somebody buying them or what? Or just moved them to a different location? Yeah, I understand, Peter. You know, when you're on the internet, you don't know really who these people are, you know, how their brain operates. Somebody could have seen that and took big offense to it. Just didn't, because their brain doesn't think, like in a peaceful way. That guy, he just probably just joking. That's an innocent joke. It's funny when people insult you, and then they're, oh, I'm just kidding with you. Now that ain't no joke. I need them tacos. Oh, you got a storm. A storm moving in. Yeah, I try to beat it too. Get the horses somewhere safe, get them off the road, especially during a storm. You gonna put them in a barn or stables or what? There's some horses up through here somewhere. This is bluegrass country. Kentucky Derby. I've been wanting to go to that Kentucky Derby for a while, and I just think there's some cows. Like Tennessee Walkers. He's so far up. Man, there's a jerry can. Doggone. I'm too heavy to stop that quick. Got some steel rolling on the shoulder. That was like a 5-gallon jerry can. How much land they say they have? What are you going to do if they ain't got a barn or not enough land for them or no feed? I'd assume they have at least the necessities. You want to take care of 4 horses now. They got 30 acres. That'd be enough for 4 horses. Has your buddy made the sale final, or you going to basically potentially sell them if it all looks right, or you going to take them back? Be like, what's plan B if nothing looks right? Right, yeah, okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know, Tex. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking there's no way you all would, just sell them because you got them sold. That'd be like coming to my place right now, trying to sell me a horse. I would say, I wouldn't take a horse right now anyway. But maybe one day I'll have some horses and some cattle. Alright, Tex, yeah, no problem, man. You handle your business real fast there. And carefully. truck. Probably like it. How old are you, Peter? Yeah, it's smart to do that, Tex. Plus, that's probably less manure to clean up out that horse trailer. 41, oh yeah, you're at a prime age for truck driving. You know, the average age for truckers is like 53 or something. There's not a lot of young people coming in to take his place, so maybe in the next decade, as long as there's still humans driving the trucks, which I believe will at least still be going on for the next century. Yeah, so in the next decade, I'm assuming that a trucker will pay really good like it did back in the 80s, some of the 90s. It still pays good. The more experience you get, the more money you make. You got kids, Peter? You got youngins? You got young kids? You got an old lady? Are you paying a mortgage or rent? Are you living on your own? Because these are things that you tell me now, I'll know what to tell you to do. If you got a wife or something, she's doing, whatever, a factory job or whatever she may be doing, and you ain't got no kids or they've grown up, like, okay, a truck would be something to get into, let me tell you. Or if your kids are, of age, 15, 16, 17, no kids. You got a woman? You got a Mrs. Joplin or girlfriend? No, Bill's in a hotel room right now. You got a woman? So far, you seem to be in a really good position. Do you have a driver's license? And do you have a clean driving record? And can you pass a urine test? And a physical? I don't know if dialysis would prevent you from driving. I'd say it would. I'm just guessing. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing it would. So do you, so you got a clean, times 3, so you answered all that. You can pass a physical, you can pass a urine test, and you got a clean driving record, no accidents, no speeding citations in the last, no moving violations in the last 3 years, no accidents in the last 5 years. pass the drug screen. So here you got a woman at your left hand. So you ain't got no accidents or any speeding tickets or anything, you know, within the past like 5 years, Peter? No accidents or violations. And you do have a valid driver's license and it hasn't been suspended? And if it had been suspended, how long ago was that? Got any DUIs? Because I'm about to get in to tell you what you need to do. And do you have any felonies? And if you have felonies, how old is it? Any felonies? DUI or any felony? You got anything like that? No DUI, okay. What about a felony? Drink, no felonies. All right, you're in a great position. How's your eyesight? But you got a driver's license. Okay, anyway, your eyesight must be good if you got a driver's license. You have to have a driver's license. Last question I'm going to ask you. You got a driver's license? Assuming you have a valid driver's license. So you don't need a car, really. Okay, you do have a driver's license. All right, you're in a great situation here. Yeah, the dialysis. I think the dialysis got you, Tex. Okay, Peter. So here's what you're going to have to do. Oh yeah, wait, one more thing. Do you use drugs, marijuana, anything like that? This is where I need to determine where I need to send you to. Or have you go yourself. I ain't sending you, They'll actually send you. Don't pay for everything. Okay, it's fine. Do you smoke weed or anything? Do you do any type of drugs, any type of narcotics? I mean, it's okay if you do, it's just you gotta quit. You should be using them, but, something a lot of people do. No drug use, okay. Alright, you're okay, you're in a great position. So what you're gonna have to do now is you meet all the criteria. Let me see what Texas is saying. Yeah, in-town kind of deal. Yeah, you can probably do something like that, Tex. Absolutely. Okay, Peter. What you're going to have to do is, if you're serious about doing it, you can look into it yourself. I can give you some recommendations. But you're going to have to pick up the phone. You're going to have to call, I wouldn't call just one company, I'd call a few. You're going to have to look into a company that has a school, and what you'll do is basically, like, okay, here, like, just an example, you can call Prime Inc. They're headquartered out of Springfield, Missouri. You can call them, you can tell them all this wonderful stuff. I haven't drank in 14 years and never done drugs. I don't know if we can say Doug's in the chat. Let's, if we're gonna say that, let's say Doug's, Dougs. I don't know if we can say that, so I'm gonna get rid of that real quick. But anyway, Peter. For example, tomorrow morning you would call Prime Inc. And tell them you're interested and you don't have a CDL, all that. And if they have a school, ask them some questions. Blah, blah, blah. And what they will do is get all your information. They'll set up a time for you to, they'll put you on a bus, unfortunately. Unless you got a car, you can drive yourself. And they'll send you to Springfield, Missouri. You can make the drive yourself. But wherever you live at, whatever state, you might want to just look into your state. So you ain't got to drive, 1,500 miles to this one particular school for this company. Or get on a bus or a plane. This is when I wish, there was a way to talk over the phone because I could spill everything to you. But anyway, you'll go to this place. They'll have a hotel room set up for you already. And I don't know what they're doing now, but they may room you with some random dude. It could be somebody like me. It could be somebody just like yourself. And then it could be some weirdo. You just don't know. And then every day, you'd want to go with a place where you could have your CDL in 3 weeks. Your Class A CDL in 3 weeks. No longer than that, because that's ridiculous. Because if you got a good head on your shoulders, you don't need no more than 3 weeks. And then anyway, you'll do a classroom for 1 week. Then the second week, well, that first week is to get your permit. So the second week, you'll be doing like backing maneuvers on the yard, and then the next day you'll go on a road, driving on a road with a few other people. And then the next day back on doing the back maneuvers, and that's how it happens. And you'll do that the third week as well. And then at the end of the third week, you'll go to what they call state. And you'll go basically to a Department of Transportation facility. And there'll be a DOT officer there. And they will, you'll have to do a pre-trip inspection. You have to pass in. And I can tell you how to do that. I need to make a video of that so people that is in school can go see my video and know how to do a proper pre-trip inspection the way you got to do it at the test facility. And then you'll do the backing maneuvers. You'll do a straight line backing, offset backing, and then you'll do either a 90-degree alley dock or a parallel parking. When I did it, I got parallel parking. It's random out of those two. Anyway, you'll do all that. You'll do the road test, and boom, you'll have your Class A CDL operator's license. And then you just get with a company that they may hire you right out of that school. And then what you would do then, if they hired you straight out of that school with that company, they'll have a driver that works for them and that does training, and then they'll have that driver swing in somewhere where you're at your hotel, pick you up, and you'll hit the road. And the way you'll want to do this is, they call it your mentor. He's a trainer. Anyway, you'll hit the road. You want to do it with a company that where you can be on your own in 3 weeks. Again, another 3 weeks. This is the most difficult part. This is the most difficult part. So you would end up being with, an example, myself, for 3 weeks, day and night. And after your 3 weeks, you're going to have so many hours, or some companies do miles, so many miles or whatever. And then after that, you'll be on your own. And you'll get in your own truck. As long as there's a truck available. And then you'll hit the road as a solo truck driver. That's it. That's all you do. Get your experience and find a better company. As everybody that knows, been on my channel for a while, knows I don't deal with mega carriers. Not me. But if you're still here, Peter, and I didn't bore you to death, that's what you got to do. You will get paid during your training. With me, that 3 weeks you get paid. But you won't. You'll get paid like a base salary pay. I think Prime Inc. pays a trainee $900 a week before taxes. So you'll make like $580, $620 after taxes during your training, which isn't bad for a trainee to earn that. That isn't too bad in trucking, because most of them don't pay that. But then after that, you'll be a solo driver, and you'll be making, I don't know what they're paying, so I can't really tell you. It depends on what company you're working for. Oh yeah, and when you get to a school, you'll end up, if you are a veteran, do not use the GI Bill. Not for that anyway. So basically, you'll end up signing a loan. You'll have to take a loan. The company will pay it. You'll sign a contract with the company. Let's say it's, I don't know how much it costs to get your CDL now, but I'll give you a pretty good number, $6,000, $7,000. Maybe even $8,000 now. But I think it shouldn't be over $8,000. So anyways, just the loan. The company they'll give you a sign-on bonus if they offer a sign-on bonus. So if they hire you, you'll sign a contract. They will give you maybe $12,000. They'll pay your loan back at like $1,000 a month or something. I'm probably totally wrong on that, but they will pay your loan back. And so after the way they do it though is that this is how they kind of screw you. But you ain't gotta. You ain't gotta do it like that though. Because the way they'll get you is like they'll like, okay, hey, we will pay your loan back. It'll take like 14 months, or you know, something stupid, 16 months, and they'll pay your loan. But what they do is, I'll give you a piece of paper. This is your contract. You're gonna sign it for 12 months, and then I'll give you a $12,000 sign-on bonus, but after that year, your contract's over, but you still owe that loan. So this is how they'll get you. They'll offer you another contract. And you'll be thinking, okay, well, my contract's over now. I've got a year. I still have like 5 months left on my loan to pay. And most people will sign another year's contract with you because of that loan. Well, you don't have to do that. Just what you want to do at that point is just pay out of pocket on that loan. You know, it's no big deal, and leave that company. Because then they'll give you, you know, that, you know, like $1,500 a month in your sign-on bonus. That's how that works. And if you're a team driver, you could get a $50,000 sign-on bonus, depending on where you're working at. I think it's right lane ends. All right, Tex. We'll see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Be careful with them horses. What I'm about to do is grab that left lane. The truck's going pretty fast. So yeah, if you're living in a hotel, Peter, man, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, dude, if you got your CDL, I would, you know, consider team driving with you, and making some money. It's hard to do though, you know, because that truck's moving day and night. Yeah, if you staying in hotels, man, you living in a hotel, you might as well just go live in a truck and make money. It's just that first 2 months from you, like, starting, the very day you're, like, going to that hotel to do that school, that's when the most difficult stuff starts. Yeah, team driving, you can make a lot of money. You'll make money to change your life, you know. Especially if you got a lot of experience too. Keep getting experience. You should make, you know, right close to $200,000 a year with the right company. Yeah, team driving's hard to do, but you can do it. The money's there to incentivize it. Plus, you get that $50,000 sign-on bonus. tell people on YouTube, man, my biggest paycheck in truck driving was $3,800 and some dollars, and that was in a week. You won't hear people talk about the money on YouTube. You won't hear them. They all lie and all that. And most of them, if you get on YouTube and you look into trucking, I researched truck driving for an entire year before I made the decision to get into it. And, you know, most people on YouTube that show like their paychecks and stuff like that, they're lease operators. That's not what you will make. And they do it on like the best week that they've had in forever. That's why it takes them forever to do it. They're 1099 contractors. I need to make a phone call, honey, and find out. That depends on the food you have. Well, like if you get into trucking, Peter, like a lot of these companies, I have a refrigerator in there. Some will even have the TV included in there. They may or may not have a microwave, but it's no big deal for you to get a microwave and, you know, a hot plate, and even take a little mini grill with you, and, you know, stock your fridge up every week at the end of the week with whatever you eat, steaks, chicken, and you can make all that in or outside the truck. Everything else, like showers, is free. Some stuff in the store is free. Baked chicken thighs with mashed taters with greens is for dinner. Oh man, that sounds pretty good, honey. Well, if I can't, I'll swing by and you can bring me a plate. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, Peter. I mean, you ain't got no kids or nothing, man. I would definitely look into it. You know, when you're living in hotels, man, you might as well live in that truck. And, you know, I'm assuming that it depends on where you start out at. You may, after you get on your own, that first week probably be a crappy paycheck because you know, you're just learning how to do it. You know, you're learning how to manage your time on your logbook and all that stuff. And, you know, plus they're going to give you the crappy stuff in the beginning. So you may make, you know, that first week you may make $500 or $600. You're on solely on your own that very first week. I think maybe, I don't know, I can't really speak on it because I got lucky when I first got into truck driving. I love you too, babe. Yeah, I just got lucky. I ended up meeting this Amish guy that paid me really well, and all that good stuff. My worst part about trucking is I went to Western Express in Nashville, Tennessee, because a friend of mine had a terrible record. And I told him, if Western hires you, man, I'll go there and drive with you. We'll team drive there. Well, they did, so I went there. And you don't want to work there. That was the worst money I ever made in truck driving. Yeah, electronic logbooks ain't bad. You just gotta learn how to manage your time right, you know, and, you know, I can tell you how to do that. But yeah, man, if you live in hotels and all that and ain't got no young kids or nothing, you might as well make some money in a truck. Live in a truck. Go hit the road. Take your stuff. Hopefully you got a friend or something or a family that can hold on to your stuff for a couple of months until you can like just get a storage unit or sell your stuff, man. And just come off the road, situate your belongings in a storage unit or however, and then get in that truck, just pay that storage bill every month, and that's it. Stay in that truck, make some money. I promise you. New car, yeah, you can absolutely get a new car too. I promise you, Peter, you're 41. I promise you, if you did it right, man, if you done it right within the next decade, if you done right with your money, and I can tell you how to do it, by the time you're 51, you could be retired. No excuse why you can't, unless you just did dumb stuff with your money. You had a little bit too much fun here, too much fun over there, Yeah, a little to the left. Hey, Matthew. I saw Jade in here. I hate there's that rut right there. You see it in the lane I'm in right there? It wants to drag me to the left and right. Yeah, I mean, I probably could, but I don't want to, especially going this fast. I'd knock some of the cones out. But yeah, if you're serious about it, Peter, that's what you need to do. That's it. That's what you should do. Because if I was in your shoes, that's absolutely what I would do. We hit 10 likes, we owe it 2-2, don't we? A Lambo. Maybe if you took all your money after that first decade of driving a truck, you probably could, but then that'd be all you had was a Lamborghini that you couldn't afford the insurance payment on it. I'd go with the Honda Civic. The Japanese make quality, long-lasting vehicles, unlike anybody else now. American engineers, all they do is make it, they've engineered stuff to like, okay, well, at this amount of mileage, we'll cover the warranty up until about 10,000 miles before it goes out. And they've got it down to a freaking science, man. And then it will go out right after the warranty. Yeah, I know you wouldn't own one, Peter. I know you just joking around. But yeah, Peter, if you ain't camera shy or nothing, man, and you were to actually do that, I would, if I could go back in time, I would have documented my journey of doing it. Yes, Gunner, I must have missed something, Matthew. It's good to see you in here today, Matthew. I ain't seen you, buddy. I hope you're doing all right today. Patrick don't like Swifts. What'd you do a short on today, Matthew? You got to sit in the seat of a Peterbilt. No, they are not. They're not good companies. I don't know about their schools. See, when I got into it, Matthew, I went to U.S. Express, which now they're owned by Knight Transportation. Knight Transportation bought them for $800 and some million. So that's why I was telling you, because how I done it was I went to a U.S. Express school. I got my CDL in 3 weeks, and I had to train for 3 weeks, and that was it. Now, some of these other companies, I can't speak of how they do things, but Prime out in Springfield, Missouri, they do something weird, kind of weird. They do like 50,000 miles or something, so you'd have to be with me for like 50,000 miles, which could take you like 6 months. And like, no, thank you. So now, since Knight Transportation bought U.S. Express, U.S. Express may do things differently now. I don't know. But you want to call around with some companies. It depends on how good of a brain you have, really. If you can, be completely on your own in basically 3 weeks, Depends on if your confidence is good, you got a, clear way of thinking, and you'll do fine. Why are you scared for Ray? Ray's fine. He might be asleep. Live in Arkansas. Okay. You live in Arkansas. Maverick, it's a flatbed company. They are located in Arkansas. It's right off of Interstate, right off of Interstate 40, I believe. Is that 40? I was just down there a few months ago. But yeah, they're a flatbed company. So that is, if you want to do flatbed pays the most, but the way you want to do flatbed is get paid a percentage. I don't want to get paid by the mile when I do flatbed. I won't do flatbed no less than 30%. That's it. No less than 30%. If I don't get paid 30%, I'm not working for it. You can get these other fools to do it, but I ain't doing it. When I do flatbed, I get paid by the load at 30%. Oh no, ain't no bully. I've been around, I've been in trucking for a minute, I know a thing or two. Oh, someone wants to fight, oh, you're talking about Ray? Someone wants to fight Ray, yeah. It's all over his school. A boy wants to fight him. Okay, well, somewhat. What's Ray want to do? Is he want to just walk away, Is he, it depends. You gotta stand up for yourself, Because it's just some bully or something stupid, you know, ignore it. Don't stoop to an ignorant level. That's pathetic. That's as pathetic as someone being a bully. Yeah, I don't know if I think Maverick does training for CDL or something. I'm not real sure. I'm not real sure. They train you for. They absolutely do have the best training to learn flatbed, though. They do. But one thing about flatbed is it sucks in the wintertime, man. You learn how to get quick at it, especially if you're up in North Dakota, out in Washington when it's constantly raining, or Minnesota, Wisconsin, New York, Pennsylvania, Maine, out in New Hampshire and Maine. There ain't nothing like that North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota winter, man. Yeah, out there and it's like negative 50. Everything's frozen. It's terrible. I've done it for a while. Ray, tell me. Oh, yeah, I think I got Ray's number, I believe. I think you got a new one. I think I have it. I have to look for it. Yeah, he sent it in chat one day and I took a picture of it. I have it. I'll call him. So if you want to work a little bit, you can do flatbed. I don't know what they pay though. I'm sure it ain't what it's worth. But I tell you, these smaller companies and these mom and pop companies always pay the most. Those big mega carriers, they don't. And when you retire with them, they just give you a $200 watch. If I was to work for a mega company and retire with them, they gave me a $100 watch, I'd say, keep it, shove this up your shove this up your ass and give me $100,000 for get this watch. And give me a Rolex so I can cash it in for $100,000. But in 30 years with a company, all they give you is a $100 watch. And say thank you. Werner did that to a driver. Some old dude that drove for him for a long time, retired with him, and all they did was give him a watch. It's a cheap old watch, and said thank you. It was they had it on video. I seen it. That's all that driver was worth was a watch. Not wanting to do ice road trucking. Yeah, you gotta do that up in Alaska. If you do ice road trucking up in Alaska, you gotta own your own truck too. trucking? That sounds familiar. Can't see it right now. But yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is just call Wayne Smith Trucking and be like, hey, you know, which I'm confident that they don't have any type of schooling program for you. And they'll tell you like, hey, how much experience would I need to drive there? And they may tell you 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years. You know, you just gotta call them, tell you. But you will absolutely start out with a mega carrier. That's how you'll get your CDL. But if you know somebody, small company around where you live, man, and you can, and they only got 2 or 3 trucks, you can absolutely get in one of those trucks with very little experience. Thank you, Jade. But yeah, Peter, if you're serious, you want to do that, man, keep in contact with me, and I may consider team driving with you if you ever consider team driving. Make some big money, big dollars. Yeah, and some of these companies, man, they'll pay you, pay your kids a full ride scholarship and everything. Get in, you can get a, you know, have a TV in there. You know, if you watch TV in there, have internet in the truck. Cook your food, you ain't got buying garbage. I'm telling you, it's a truck is more, it's like a rolling hotel room is what it is. You just get paid for it. It's free and you don't pay for nothing. As long as you're a company driver, you don't pay for anything. If something happens, company pays for it. Man, is those leaves changing already? Y'all see that? It was not like this when I came through here yesterday. What in the world? Yeah, just not when I'm driving. Yeah, you wouldn't, those companies you would have to be driving for, they do not own any of these trucks. They're all automatics too. They don't have any standards because nobody knows how to drive them. If you know, you'll end up getting a restriction on your license saying you can't drive a standard truck. And if you ever got with somebody who's like, hey, you know how to drive a standard? You'd be like, no, I got a restriction. You're like, well, you can't drive for me. I was going to pay you $2,700 a week. And you can't do it. Then you end up having to go back to a school to get your restriction taken off so you can operate standard trucks. I didn't have to do that. I got really lucky. I taught myself how to drive these trucks. We'll have to fight some boy. Well, high school, buddy. Well, where's Jay? Where's Ray at? Why ain't he here? Why's Ray not even alive? It's 7 o'clock where he's living, so almost 7. Yeah, I heard they discontinued these trucks. Somebody. Oh, is Ray in the live? Tell Ray, call Ray, Jay. Tell him to jump in and talk to us. I'd be all right driving a automatic truck with you, Peter. We'd be team driving across the country, making big dollars. Those big companies don't want experienced drivers because they can't treat them and pay them crap, you know. They won't do it. Okay, Jake, we're holding on. We're holding on loosely, but we won't let go. If you cling too tightly, you'll lose control. I saw 38 Special in concert. They sung that song too. I was drunk as a skunk. It's been a long time ago. We're going to have to get her down. Big hill, big hill. tight little group here, you know. We respect each other and respect boundaries. What's going on in chat right now? No, you didn't say nothing bad. I mean, respecting boundaries, man, respecting boundaries. Like you said, okay, you're called prone, you know, don't say stuff like that. They're young people. Ray still in high school. We respect our subscribers. We respect the 18. You ain't gotta apologize, Cole. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, you're like, everybody's scattered out all over the country, you know, or all over the world. But all of us are in the United States, you know. But everybody's, I'm in Kentucky, Chrome's in Texas, Ray's in Georgia, you know, like, come on. And Peter's in Arkansas, you know, like, Dwayne's in Michigan, Kells is in Indiana, Manilow's in the United Kingdom. You know, people scattered out everywhere. Yeah, Bill's in Florida, Mike's in Missouri. That other dude that was in here yesterday, he jumps in from time to time. He's in Missouri as well, near Springfield. Lights on. It's getting a little bit dark out there. I love you too, bro. Love everybody. Until you give me a reason not to. Give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Hey, there's Bill. I was just talking about you, Bill. Well, I just said Bill's in Florida. I was telling him, you know, the same where everybody is. How are you today, Bill? Hope you had a good day, brother. I'm doing all right, Bill. Thanks for asking. I'm in Kentucky. I'm on my way to Tennessee. We picked up a load in Columbia, Missouri, taking it to Morristown, Tennessee. Yeah, I got the information. You know, I got the memo. I saw it. I saw it. Steep grade ahead. Oh no. We're weighing in about 78,000 pounds. We better start riding that Jake down. Speed limit 60. There ain't no way I'm gonna go 60 down. Yes, sir, Bill. You as well. One day I'll be back down there at the Loves in Mims, or outside of Titusville. You come pick me up. We can go have us a steak dinner somewhere. In movies, I would assume that, like, if they got a truck in a movie and somebody driving it, I would assume that that person has a CDL, because it's a crime to drive a truck without a Class A CDL. You can face up to 5 years in prison for it. Hi, Alicio. If we do, it's myself we do. My treat. Your treat. Okay, Bill, I'll respect that. You sound like you mean it. You sound like you mean it. I tell you what, Bill, it could be your treat. I will pay the tip. I'll tip. How's that sound? Okay, Jay. You enjoy your dinner, Jay. Peter says, sounds good, Gunner, I guess. Yeah, Peter, if I'm down back in Arkansas, which I'll be down there eventually, so you can meet me out and we can go have us a steak dinner and a baked tater. If you got a car. So, you know, y'all know I'm in a truck, I can't just take this anywhere. Alright, Bill, you can have it, Bill. I'll respect that. I'll respect it. That's alright, so you get the first one, Bill. The second one's on me. The second one's on me, Bill. I'm going real slow. This is a food exit. But much obliged, Bill, much obliged. I look forward to it. Get off, please. I'm about to get off down here somewhere. Where am I at? We're almost there. We're almost there. And then this is when they'll live end down through here when we get off the interstate and go a couple miles. I'll end up ending it because that's where we lose signal and it just butchers the live. Okay, all right, Bill, it's a deal. It's a deal, brother. First one's your treat, second one's my treat. It's a deal. Why do truckers pass food exits when they're hungry? Well, I don't know. I think being a trucker just means you suffer by default. Do a lot of intermediate fasting when you drive a truck. I ate a long time ago, way back in Missouri. That was this morning. Yeah, that was this morning. Where we met the race car driver. Doing 53 mile an hour, we might have to drop another gear. Goodness gracious. Sometimes I bring food with me, sometimes I don't. I used to bring steak and eggs like every week. I'd bring cheese because I like cheese eggs. I'd sometimes bring chicken. Cook up some chicken, cook up some hamburgers. I had an inverter and it went out and I just never got another one. It just stopped working. I need to buy another one so I can make some steak and eggs. And throw a baked tater in the microwave. Oh man. I'm just making myself starve over here. If we ever was team driving, Peter, we could, if I woke up or something, you could be like, hey, Gunner, have you care to make me a ham and cheese sandwich real quick before you go back to bed? I can make you a ham and cheese sandwich real quick, hand it to you. I can go back to bed. Be a soft trucker, yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Hey, you can only drive 11 hours in a day anyway. Running that 11 hours, you can put down some miles. But really, you're supposed to drive like 10 hours. That last hour, you're supposed to look for like somewhere to go, but like that isn't always the case. Like I'm not stopping an hour early. You'll figure it out. The more time you put in, you'll figure it all out. really sucks is like it's 11:30 at night or midnight, and you're tired, and you're starting to look for somewhere to go, and there's nowhere to go. That, man, that can be rough. Because, you know, at a certain time, if I pass a truck stop or rest area, I've been driving for so long, I can tell you that, like, you know, if I'm looking for somewhere to go, and I know there's a truck stop right here, and it's, you know, a certain time, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I know not to pull in there because I know there's nowhere to park my battleship. So there's no sense in wasting that precious time pulling in there, and there's no spot there. There's no sense in it. Let Jesus take the wheel. It just rained here not long ago. Bushwhacker Plus. That's the Bushwhacker Plus right there. I like to have that little thing right there. Yeah, Peter, absolutely. Get into the truck, man. I'm telling you. Do it. And, you know, you'll be driving a new car. You'll be doing all kinds of stuff. You'll have all kinds of stuff. You'll be driving a truck. You'll be like, oh, I've been on the road for 3 years. I'm going to go buy a house. I'm going to go buy a house. Paid in cash. Then you can use it for your residence for a year, and then you could basically just still live in a truck, and then after a year you can rent your house out. Yeah, I hate making it sound like this, but yeah, you do what I say, and you'll be a millionaire before you pass away in this life. Yeah, see, just this is a perfect example of what I was telling you. See, two left turns, two left lanes right here to turn left. You always take this one. Always. Yeah, you want to do one that, like, you can be hired directly out by the company that sponsors that school. Because a lot of problems I hear from people is they'll go to a school, get their license, and they cannot find a job. And I don't understand why they can't. But I never ask them personal questions like, you know, what's on your license and all that stuff. You know, because a lot of times it's, I don't know. I really shouldn't say on YouTube. Here's a wreck. Goodness gracious. Go, just go, truck, go. What happened there? Oh, it don't look like it got hit, did it? I don't know what happened. They're always needing drivers. Oh yeah, drivers, man. It's not that they always need it. There's over 1 million or 2 million truck drivers in this country. There's not a shortage. They want to push that narrative for some reason. I don't understand why. Because as a driver, there, you know. Yeah, a lot of grocery stores that have, you know, their own trucking fleet, they only hire in-house. So basically what they do is you got to work like Publix. You have to work in one of their warehouses and go on a waiting list. That must be him going to that accident. I don't know what he's doing. But you'll go on a waiting list, and I've heard it, or read, it's took some people up to 7 years to drive for Publix, working in their warehouse. But I don't think, if I wanted to drive for Publix, I don't think, you know, with the experience that I have, that they would put me in a warehouse for 4 years before I drove one of their trucks. You know, that just don't make no sense. Yeah, a lot of times people quit. A lot of times people get in the trucking and they quit within the first year and don't do it again. Trucking's easy, but trucking's hard. I know it's hard to make really good, solid sense out of it, but that's the truth. It's definitely a different type of exhaustion. The exhaustion from truck driving is it's more exhausting than a physical labor job, and it's totally different. Swift, shift, sometimes shift. Try to shift, I'm downshift. Yeah, Peter, if you ever want to talk, man, you can put your number in the chat real quick while there ain't many people in there, and I can get it and give you a shout out sometime, and you can get on WhatsApp or something, and that's how a lot of people from overseas contact me. Yeah, I can tell.
There we go.
Well, this is about the end of the show. Right down here is where it all goes to whack. So, y'all, Peter's been good talking to you, man. We can talk more about it. If you got any questions, I can probably answer them. Guys, thank you all for being here today. Love you. We'll try to do another live tomorrow. Absolutely. But it's checkout time because it's going to end right here by this McDonald's. We'll see y'all.